And good afternoon. Welcome to Kelowna Now Live. Jason Mann with Jim Check and your afternoon news headlines. Our team has been busy today. And leading the news this afternoon, dozens arrested after a 7-day anti-shoplifting blitz in Kelowna. RCMP say uniformed and plainclothes officers from its community safety unit apprehended quite a handful of people.
Like 50.
Yeah.
Like 50 of them. And they recovered about $10,000 in merchandise. That's like 3 Lululemon pieces, I think. It's a joke. A bad joke, though. RCMP said it's a growing thing, retail theft and elements of violence sometimes associated with these shoplifting incidents. Operation Barcode, they named it, began on December 8th and lasted for 7 days. And out of that, they got 30 charges resulting from the operation, which will now be submitted to the BC Prosecution Service. They arrested several people that also had outstanding warrants, one on a Canada-wide warrant. So there you go. So our superintendent, Cara Treon, says property theft was considerably down in the city, and she says partially that can be attributed to the different strategies introduced by the Kelowna RCMP, including relentless focus on repeat property offenders.
These guys don't look too suspicious, though.
No. I mean, some of them are very bold. Like in some of the other cities, they just grab it and walk out.
I know, this is a trend, right? West Kelowna's new water treatment plant is now fully operational, and residents on the former West Kelowna's estates and Sunnyside Pritchard water systems are now receiving water from the new Rose Valley water treatment plant.
That's the one that they saved in the fire last year, remember when we were doing stories on that? So that was the one that the fire departments worked really hard to make sure they kept that, because water's something we all need. So the first phase saw residents from former Lakeview system receiving water in mid-November, and now the second phase is going, so water from new plants started flowing to former West Kelowna estates and Sunnyside Pritchard as of December 12th and 20th, respectively, and you'll get a letter in the mail saying that you're now on the system.
Mm-hmm. No charges in a Christmas Eve bus crash on the Okanagan connector that left 4 dead. BC Prosecution Service says that there will be no charges stemming from that crash on an icy highway last Christmas Eve. Killed 4 people.
That was that. We had that code orange here in the KGH here. That's right. Service spokesman Dan McLaughlin says it reached the decision after Crown Counsel assessing the allegation concluded that the standard for charges had not been met. Sadly, the crash of the bus operated by Alberta-based eBus happened on Highway 97C, the connector. The bus went off the road and flipped. Police said extremely icy road conditions caused the rollover, with driving conditions described as very poor, with ice and snow on the road surface, along with rain and hail. That's one of the most dangerous times when you get that rain and kind of ice. 4 of the 40-plus people on the bus died in the crash, which prompted the Interior Health Authority to trigger that code orange for a mass casualty event.
And the holiday crush peaks today and Friday at the Kelowna Airport. Apparently, it's a toss-up. Either today or Friday will be the busiest day of the year at the Kelowna Airport, as flyers are arriving and departing in the Christmas rush.
I think most people are leaving at this time, but coming and going, I guess. But people are coming here. We'll see about 4,500 outbound and 4,500 inbound passengers, said Sam Seminar, also Businessman of the Year, Sam Seminar. There you go. Very nice fella as well. So if you're on a flight, and some of these planes that are going to Mexico, like Cancun and all that stuff, they're larger planes too, so there's just more people, right? Like on these lineups when they're trying to get into their gates. So obviously Sam's saying, I'm sure some of the airport people will tell you the same thing, go a little bit early, right? Make sure you're there a couple hours early. Plan to have parking, because there's no parking out there right now. The parking lots are going to be full, so you can reserve a parking spot. You can take a cab out there. U-Ride is the only ride-hailing service allowed to drop off and pick up at the airport right now. The airport is talking with Uber. So
it'll be one of those days where you're going to be grateful for their expansion when that.
I mean, the weather looks good though for the next few. Like lots. I think last year we had
travel weather, perfect, right?
We had some trouble getting people in and out because of the weather too, right? So weather can be a hindrance as well. So keep that in mind.
All right, well, the third tiny home site in Kelowna could be a part of the city's plan to address homelessness. It's a 5-year memorandum of understanding between the city and the Central Okanagan Journey Home Society coming to an end, and the city is preparing to take over the response to homelessness in this.
Right, so as of December 31st, the city will be the ones managing instead of having Journey Home do it for them. So a key finding in early 2023 was the sector wanted to see the city take on a greater role in implementation to support community efforts. The city will be deepening its relationship with local social serving sector in Kelowna as we move forward, said the mayor. So they have 2 sites right now, and they have 160 homes going on each of the 2 sites. So they did announce earlier that there was going to be 180 of these tiny homes. So right now they have working on Crowley Avenue and Highway 97. So the 3rd site has not been named yet. So a spokesman confirmed that the city is still looking for a suitable 3rd location, but there's no new information at this time. So we did talk about this in our early morning newscast as well, because the BC Housing is still looking for an operator.
Yeah, right. And a $12 million property in Peachland can be approved for a vineyard or master plan community. So
priciest property in Peachland.
Yeah.
$12 million.
Nice spot.
18-acre vineyard. Could continue to grow grapes or be developed in a master plan community. And I think it's as many as 105 homes can be placed on this. 105 single-family homes or 175 duplex units. So it's a big development piece. Then you can see there, I think there's another image there. If you go to the site on Kelowna now, you can see. There you go. There's the size of the property. Pretty big piece of property. So there you go.
All with Lakeview, or a good portion of it anyways, it looks like. Plastic utensils, stir sticks, and cup lids are no longer being handed out in BC. So if you go through a drive-through, it's...
I think they're just going to throw the burger at you. Just
wrapped in lettuce. Here you go.
I'm not sure which has more value, the fast food that comes out the window or those plastic containers. Supposedly, anyone who went through a drive-through on Wednesday for breakfast and morning coffee would like to be surprised about the lack of plastic cutlery, but you still get your plastic cup. Thanks to new regs that have come into effect in BC, banning the use of certain single-use plastics. Items like plastic spoons, forks, knives, chopsticks, stir sticks, drink splash plugs, and prepackaged bundled food services will no longer be available in BC. You know, that's at Starbucks. Instead of, they used to give you that little stopper.
Yeah.
Now they give you a glue spot that you take on there. And so, is that glue good for you? You put that glue, that sticky on top of your thing. Yeah. And then you're like, I don't know. Is glue good for you?
No, I don't think so.
But they say the paper cups too. The paper cups, they coat them with plastic, right? Because otherwise it would just soak through. So I don't know. Am I just crazy or something? This is in addition to the federal government's prohibition on the sale of plastic checkout bag, cutlery, stir sticks, straws, takeout containers have come into full force. If you go to this grocery store, almost everything you buy is wrapped in plastic, right? Bread.
Yep.
Anything. Sandwich meat, bacon.
Everything.
Everything
that comes in a Amazon box pretty well.
Have you seen Amazon boxes where they give you a box that's like
10 times
huge,
the size?
and inside the box there's like a very little item.
Yeah.
Anyway, the single-use and plastic waste prevention regulation was announced in July this year with a goal of eliminating plastic shopping bags, disposable food service accessories.
I would think this should be something pretty easy to solve, though. Like the types of, hybrid materials that we can kind of create these days, like surely between the fibers and more environmentally friendly.
You just eat at home.
Yeah, I guess I save some money that way too. It's getting a little too pricey
Eat
to eat out there too often. Crickets, they said, is good. Odds that another rate hike may have fallen. Bank of Canada Governing Council says the odds that another rate hike may have decreased. I guess this is just confirming some of the things we've been talking about with the U.S. market looking like it's going to plan for 3 decreases in the first quarter next year.
Surely Sherlock Holmes, you would have figured this out by now.
I feel like we're exactly.
So they're still trying to talk tough though, but I think we can expect some rate cuts here in the new year. Otherwise, we're going to have some real problems with Canadians not being able to afford their homes, and that is not funny. And if they don't see that, I don't know what they see.
Well, let's hope, eh? Metro accuses Loblaw of falsely implicating it in a bread fixing scheme. Okay, well,
we've been talking about this a lot too.
We
In
have.
new court filings, Metro is accusing Loblaw, the 2 grocery giants, and its parent company conspiring to implicate Metro in its alleged bread price fixing scheme. Metro submitted a statement of defense and cross-claim in Ontario's court. I mean, like, you did it too. You know what I mean? It's one of those, right? and the grocer denies being involved in that bread fixing scheme. Isn't that what the
They were
Liberals just
encouraging
asked?
it almost.
They're
weren't
just
they?
like, we need the grocers to
Work together.
work together and stabilize prices at the high. And now I think the grocers are going, what?
Oh,
Anyway, like price fixing is bad. They need competition, right? In June, Canada Bread admitted to 4 counts of price fixing under the Competition Act and was fined $50 million.
Well, it's fortunate that nobody was injured in this one, or worse, after a single vehicle crash in Creston earlier this week. Allegedly, drunk driver crashes into a dollar store. There it is.
Allegedly, he was drunk when he drove through the front window of the dollar store around 11 a.m. on Monday. At the time, there's a number of children and adults shopping inside the business. Extremely dangerous, unacceptable behavior by the driver. While no one was hurt in this crash, the front of the store was significantly damaged by the vehicle.
Can you imagine?
It was a 73-year-old Creston man behind the wheel, and there's an investigation for an impaired driving. There you go. I mean, I don't know. Like at some point, we have to put bollards in front of all the stores because it's not uncommon.
Yeah, you're right.
Seems like a lot.
See a little more than you'd expect. Well, you had a great chat with Liz Sage yesterday, and
I did.
We have some video up at kelownanow.com and a bit of a story as well. What was your highlight or takeaway, would you say?
I think one of the thing that stuck with me was give the gift of fitness. And I think the bigger thing, I think, though, is if you're lying on your deathbed and somebody could offer you 10 years to be with your children and your grandchildren, wouldn't you take it? And part of that is just eating better. And if you're going to do any type of exercise, if you only have one to do, strength training is the one you should do as you get older.
Yeah, I caught that.
So pick things up, put them down, pick things up, put them down, pick things up, put them down.
It's good for you.
Hans and Franz, right? That's what Arnold would tell you. Pick them up, put them down. And, if Arnold, you asked him how many reps to do, you know what he'd say?
No.
He said, I don't start counting till it hurts.
Okay.
Anyway, you should watch it. Liz is amazing. Like many years in this industry, one of the most respected personal trainers here. We're going to do a monthly column with Liz, monthly video. I think we're going to go into her studio next, and we're going to see her studio, and we're going to see if she can. I think I'm going to be the person that's going to try some stuff. So we'll see.
Okay.
See how it goes. There you go. Watch the video.
She's wise. I sure enjoy listening to her. Yeah. Fresh and Fabulous 2024 Snakebite Film Festival begins February 1st.
And our good friend Gord Gord down in Penticton, our photojournalist, took some amazing pictures. So again, go to the site and check it out.
This is Carl Meadows there that we just saw a picture of, and this is his.
Go to Kelowna Now and Penticton Now, and you can read that story. Just a lot of photos, lots and lots of photos.
Well, it looks like fun.
Lots of photos. Gord likes taking camera pictures. So, we want to talk about 13 Days of Christmas?
Yeah. Today is day 13, and Big White is the prize. We're giving away 3 days accommodation with our hotels, 3 days of lift passes, all the gear that you need, plus a $250 gift certificate. To just spend on whatever you want, dining or whatever.
And I'm willing to go with the winner.
Okay.
Marcy's going to. So there you go.
Great prize worth over $2,200, and that amongst many other prizes that you can win with the 13
there's a few
Christmas.
left open. I think there's 3 still left open. Yeah. So winners have been picked for all the other ones. So it's been a great contest.
It sure has. So
we're getting close to 5 days from Christmas.
It's hard to believe it. Doesn't it feel like it's snuck up on us this year
for
a
sure.
little bit? I guess the brown Christmas,
5 days,
maybe.
and then and we're gonna do some Christmas gift ideas if you haven't figured anything out by then. So because I used to be that December 24th shopper one early in our relationship. I would go because I hated going a week early because then I had all this time because I go, I'll check this store, and I was always kind of comparing. If I go on the 24th, it's like stores are closing. I have to make a decision. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I cut my shopping time down. Right? Plus, I was forced to actually just, I'll take it. Right?
Yeah.
I couldn't do much price shopping or anything. Just I'll take it.
Do you want to jump to the X-Files?
Yeah, the X-Files. We just had one thing. I think that Scotia Bank came out and said like immigration is excessive, and that's what's causing some of the pressures on CPI. I mean, it's only common sense, complete common sense. So if you add 1 point whatever million people to an already stressed supply of health, housing, food,
like it just, it's just.
I think we just have to have a. I mean, if we showed the stats the other day, Canada's been like allowing immigration about 500,000 a year. That seems like we've been handling it at that rate.
Yeah.
But to triple that in 1 year,
it seems like the cracks are beginning to show. Anyways, that's what you.
Well, you just, I mean,
it's pretty evident.
Just like anything, if it's like a pressure cooker, right? The more pressure you put into something, obviously, it's gonna, Something's like we looked at some stats. We looked at the homeless population in the U.S. We looked at there's a whole bunch of things that after COVID that changed, and I don't think for the better. Like I mean, like we're adding too much spending, not enough. Like the spending, if you're going to spend it in productivity, right? Encourage people to invest in capital. Encourage people to do things to create jobs and add to the GDP and all the kinds of stuff like that. I mean. If they need a new finance minister, I'm willing to.
Okay, I'd vote for that.
Apply for that job. Maybe I can run for one of the ridings out in Atlantic Canada or something like that, and if I win, I get that finance minister job, and I do it for either party. Just go in there and say you're all fired. You're all fired.
Sounds like a fair deal.
Because what you've been doing,
sounds like
it's not working.
Imagine if it was a company. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like whatever you're doing, it's not working. So just stop. Just stop. Right?
Anyway, well, that's interesting. That's what's trending right now. That discussion and that post on X.
Yes. So that's our newscast for 4:00 edition, and we're back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. We did do a great discussion with Tom Dias as well. Today we had Tom in, the Mayor Tom Dias, talking about Trustwell Park. So if you want to catch that, you can go in there. We also had Gracie Graham in. She's a U18 female hockey player going to represent Canada at the U18 World Championships, I believe in Switzerland, which is like a nice place to go play hockey. And so she'll be going off there, and hopefully they're successful again. They won gold last time. She brought her medal in as well. So that's available for you to watch. And the Liz Sage one is up there as well for you to watch. And
that's
then
great.
I think we got some stuff going on tomorrow and the next day too. So there you go. From all of us here.
And a very dark
at Kelowna Now
Wednesday night.
Jason, Jim, and Marcy, we wish you a safe and wonderful evening and have yourself a great meal.
Sounds good.